everyone, it's Tracy here from Cheeky Journals. Today I am planning to use some wrapping paper, some cards. I also have some photos and some tickets. It's theatre tickets and a receipt. I've got a variety of ephemera there. Some are printables, magazines or book pages, and then I have a few art supplies like pencils, markers and paints. So this whole junk journal with me is about documenting my birthday and some of the art supplies that I was able to buy with some of the birthday money that I received, and just documenting those few days before my birthday, because we always, if we can, we start celebrating a few days before. It sounds very bougie, but it definitely isn't. But anyway, we're going off track. So I'm going in with a stencil and just going through a few pages and adding it, because I don't really know how many I'm going to use. And then I'm using the script stamp and I'm just stamping it randomly on the pages. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not placing it in a certain way. I'm just trying to work in threes basically. So doing it every time in 3 different spots. And sometimes there actually I stamped 4 times. So I'm clearly not thinking about it, just stamping where I want to. There was actually 5, do you see? So I wasn't overthinking it. And the reason I started with stenciling and stamping, well, of course, it adds some background. It can also take away that fear of the white page if you are afraid of that. But it also loosens me up extremely, which I love to have a loose, how would I say it? To have a loose style type of thing and a thought pattern. Because I did feel today when I woke up and I knew I wanted to do a junk journal with me page, but I sort of felt that perfect side of me coming out. So I've definitely got that perfectionist side to me that can be good in certain ways, but it can be really bad for me when it comes to art and junk journaling and anything like creatively. I don't want to be a perfectionist when I'm working in those things. I don't like it. I always find myself drawn more to, and I'm putting this in inverted commas, I'm drawn to messy art. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way. It's just, it's hard to explain, but that's what I enjoy. That's what I like, that I'm attracted to, that I like seeing. So I definitely wanted to get out of that frame of mind, and for me I had to reset everything. So this is what usually works for me. Hopefully it's a few tips. If you struggle with this, it will help you as well. It helps mostly. There are some cases where it doesn't, but I usually will light a candle or put on my diffuser, have some music and have a few deep breaths, tell myself to relax, enjoy the process. Don't worry if it's not perfect. So it's sort of like a little pep talk. And then to just loosen myself up, I will always grab a stencil and I will just do the stenciling wherever I would like to, because you can never fail with that. And then I always take a stamp and stamp all over. Or sometimes I will just do like swatches. That also helps. So there's like a few activities that help me to loosen up. So today I've chosen to do the stenciling and stamping, and that really helped me. At this stage I have left that side of me. I am free and I'm just enjoying it, not overthinking it. There were times in this process where I was overthinking it a bit, or I found myself almost going there, but I quickly stopped it and I enjoyed the process. So I think the main thing for me is I have done art or journaling when I wanted things to be perfect, and I always find myself not liking the process. Like I don't enjoy the process, and the end result of how everything turned out, like my feeling of how I feel about what I've done, is always well, not always, it's mostly like, yeah, I like it, it's good. But sometimes I also don't like it, to be honest. So it's not always like, oh, 100% I love it. And when I have this wild, free, messy art, not overthinking it, just going for it, when I have that mindset, I always enjoy the process. And the end result, again, most of the time I like it, but there are times that I don't. So the end result is the same, but the process is different. I'll always enjoy the one more. And that's where the importance lies, is with the process, not with the end result. So yes, that is my little thought pattern, and I just wanted to mention it because people always think that everything come easy, or you're just naturally artistic, or whatever the case might be. That is not true. And I definitely woke up this morning not feeling like that, but I got myself through it. And that's just what I wanted to let you know. Maybe some of you can relate. If you can, and you've got a process that you follow to help you get out of that mindset, leave your tips down below, and that might help somebody out. So anyway, let's get back to this process, and I'll try and talk you through it. I think up till now it was self-explanatory of what I've actually done, but if anything is unclear, you can ask me in the comments below and I'll get back to you. So at this stage, I have stuck down that floral or leafy piece. It was from a Daphne's Diary. I've got a photo on here, and that black sentiment is from 49 Dragonflies. Then on this page, I want to do some color swatches of the art supplies that I've bought with my birthday money. But I wanted to first include this label because later on I want to put the word color swatches in there, just a bit of a heading. So I've used some darkroom stamps prior to this journaling, and I've stamped out a variety of labels in different sizes and colors. So I used black, red, and like a brown ink. So I've just stuck that there. And now I'm going into my swatches. So I'm going to swatch out these luminance pencils. It's from Caran d'Ache. And then also some Copic markers, some watercolors, and also some gouache. I actually also got a Posca marker on this day, but I completely forgot to swatch that out. And do you remember earlier on I said there were a stage where like that perfectionism wanted to come out again? This was the stage when I was busy doing these swatches, because usually I would want to think this out properly. I don't want to run out of space. So I would generally want to draw lines with pencils where I'm going to do the swatch, make all the little swatches the same size, where I'm going to write the name of each so that everything works out. It crossed my mind, and then I just put it out of my mind again, just acknowledged it, and then said, nope, you're just going to swatch it out. It doesn't matter if you run out of space. Nothing has to be the same size. Just go for it. And I did it. And again, this helped me to loosen up for the rest of the page. So I've swatched that out. I've waited for everything to dry. And after it's dry, I'm just writing the name down of each color. And I'm also going to put the brand in a bit later on. And then there is a pocket on this page that I did when I bound this journal. There was a little bit of a page coming out, and I've just stuck some glue on there. And this allows for something to slip in there. So I'm going to put the Harry Potter theatre tickets in there, because that's what we did the day before my birthday, was go to the theatre, which if you live in Melbourne or somewhere in Australia and you're a fan of Harry Potter, of course, and you haven't seen the show or the theatre, the production or the performance, whatever you want to call it, then I would highly, highly recommend it. It was so good. And I wouldn't say I'm like a die-hard fan of Harry Potter, but I have read the books, I've watched the movies, and I've really enjoyed it. So watching the production was really good. So I'm going to use those tickets and also the receipt of where I bought those art supplies, and I'm going to slip that into the pocket there. So it's just going to be half over those swatches. Before I do that, I am stamping out the word color swatches. I love this font. I wish I could write like that, but unfortunately, I don't practice it nearly enough. I don't even think I've tried once this year or even last year. So it's definitely not going to be the case. So I've opted with the stamps. And then I'm just going to stick some washi tape over this photo, just a brown, no pattern or anything, keeping it really simple. And then I'm going into my postage stamps, and this houses all of the vintage postage stamps. So I'm just going through that and looking to see which one I would like to stick down. And I end up going for this brown stamp with that 2 on. I think it really sits well with the whole scheme that I'm going for there. And then since I'm in that loose frame of mind, I'm grabbing a pencil and just making some marks. That generally helps as well. It's a really soothing thing to do, and I love the effect. Very simple. So going on to the next page, I've got this floral sticker, and there is kind of a reflection on it because we're currently in winter where I live. So the light isn't the best. So I'm doing this with a ring light, and if there's any glossy surfaces, especially on photos as well, it gives off a bit of a shine. But if I clip the page down, I've noticed that it is less, so I'm going to do that after I've stuck this Tim Holtz ephemera piece, and then hopefully that will be a little bit less. And that's unfortunately the thing with artificial lights and photos and any shiny surfaces. So I am going to stick in another birthday card. Well, I'm actually not sticking this one in. Like with the previous yellow card on the first page, I've stuck that in. But with this one, I wanted to flip open because I want to still be able to use the page behind that. So I have put some washi tape on the inside of the card, and then I'm just folding it over to the next page. And that allows the card to flip open in the front and at the back, so I can still use this page, but I can still read the card as well. So it's a nice little flip that I've created there, and I'm just putting some more washi tape at the back to secure it. And that also allows it to flip a little bit easier, so you can see it as I flip it open in different ways. And then I'm just grabbing some of this wrapping paper. My presents came wrapped in this paper. I always love keeping them and adding samples to my junk journal. It gives it character, it makes it special, and it just reinforces that memory. So I'm just placing them where I think I would like them. And then I've got another photo, but I'm not going to add it there because I want to still leave a space to just write something about the wrapping paper, just a sort of a description. So I've decided to staple the photo inside of the birthday card. And then I looked at this paper. I wanted to include it, but there wasn't really any more space, and I didn't want to go onto a new page because at this stage my ephemera was running out, and I just thought I'll keep that next page for my next junk journal with me. So I left that paper off. It's also very similar to that dog and cat paper that I've already got there. So I'm just writing a little description there about what that paper is and adding a paper clip to the card, and I'm adding another one of those labels that I've stamped out, and it's a brown one this time, a little bit smaller. I'm also going to go back to this Maggie Holmes sticker book, and I'm going to stick this word delight again in a font that I absolutely love. And then I'm grabbing another one of those pencils and just adding some marks. At this stage, I am going through the pages and adding like sort of final touches, like more stickers, and I'm also going to be adding the dates to the pages. In the end here, I think I'm grabbing this bunny sticker and I'm sticking it over there. I really love this sticker, and I'm glad I'm actually using it eventually, because every time I flip through the sticker book, that is something that I look at and I'm like, oh, I want to use it. And today was the day to use it. So this is the page that I didn't really talk you through, but it's very simple. That yellow card is a card that I got from my niece. I've added some fabric ribbon, a button, stuck a photo, the dictionary page, some washi, not much to it. And now I'm stamping the date on each page. So now I want to add a wax seal. So I've just added 3 granules and I'm melting it over a candle. And oh, doesn't that just look lovely? So I'm just going to do a wax seal there. The wax stamp that I'm using is a floral one. I really love the seal and it was so fun adding it to my junk journal. It is bulky, but it's totally worth it. I've done my journaling and this is the end result. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider to do so. Like and comment, all those things help out a small channel like my own. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.